This is another message from 5 Minutes or Less with Jesus. Have you ever heard of symbiosis? Oh, it's very powerful. It's when things have something in common, when things are maybe not the same, but there's a similar interest that they have in mind. Lamentations 3:24 and 25. The Lord is my portion, saith my soul. Therefore will I hope in him. In symbiosis, two dissimilar organisms live closely together in a relationship that is beneficial to both. One example is flowers and bees, where the flowers provide nectar, pollen for the bees, and the bees provide pollination for the flowers. Although God has no needs, he wants to live in symbiosis with man. Since creation, he has focused all of his desire on mankind. He created man in his own image, symbiosis, and desires man's fellowship in the Garden of Eden. God sought for man after he even sinned and wanted to reconcile. He always wants to reconcile, erase the shame, and bring us into victorious living and life more abundantly. And he promised to send a redeemer. He called Abraham out of heathenism, made a great nation of his descendants, delivered them out of Egypt, and brought them into Canaan. Ultimately, God sent Jesus at the perfect time to provide full salvation for all of mankind. The words of Deuteronomy 32:29, watch it, clearly state God's desire. The Lord's portion is his people. What? That's right. We are his portion and he is our portion. Symbiosis. My God. Portion, as used here, can be understood as the whole of what is desired. In other words, everything the Lord wishes for us and for his own self is bound up in us, his people. He wants to claim all men as his own. Recognizing God's desire should produce a reciprocal desire in us. We love him because he first loved us. 1 John 4:19. When we respond to God and become his portion, we can rejoice with the words of the psalmist in Psalm 16:5. The Lord is the portion of mine inheritance. Wow. Since God is mine and then I am God's, symbiosis. In today's key, there's a key for all of this. Jeremiah expresses the same idea. Even in the midst of great sorrow, you can still say, I'm the Lord's and he's mine. What fullness of blessings comes when we and the Lord, we claim each other for each other's portion. God claims us for his portion. We claim God for our portion. Is very powerful. God's possession of his people and their devotion to him fully satisfies his desire. When we trust God and yield completely to his work in us, our deepest desires will become fulfilled. Song of Solomon 6:3 says, I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine. Hallelujah. This has been another message from 5 Minutes or Less with Jesus.